Hello students. Now we are continuing with the third part of the same lesson, that is the lesson number 5, Should Wizard Hit Mommy by John Updike from the book Vistas. Till now we have learnt about the Jack used to tell a story to his daughter Joe every evening, and with a little bit changes with the same basic story. Now he is using a Roger skunk as a main character, and the skunk is having a problem of a bad smell. So to got the solution, he moved to the owl. Owl suggested to visit to the wizard. Wizard with a magic wand, he turned him into the smell like a roses. He played with his friend for the whole day as he was very happy, and then he moved to his house, and his mummy got very angry as he was not smelling bad anymore, and so she decided that they should visit the awful wizard again. So now what happened, we are going to find. So skunk protested that all the other animals would run away. So the skunk, he told his mother that if I will get the bad smell again, then again my friends will run away from me and nobody will play with me. She said that he used to smell the way a little skunk should have. So she explained him that the bad smell is the one of the characteristics of the skunk and you should get it back. She took an umbrella and went back with the Roger skunk. So they both moved out. She hit the wizard right over the head. So as she was angry, she hit the wizard as she wanted to get back his son, the bad smell. The wizard said, okay, Roger skunk smelled very bad again. So with the magic spell, the Roger skunk got his bad smell again. He, sorry, he no longer smelled like that of roses. Joe put her hand out to touch his lips and said, so Joe was not very much liked the end of the story. So she wanted to stop her father. Then the wizard hit her on the head and did not change the little skunk back. So Joe suggested that you should tell that instead of the mommy hit the wizard, his wizard hit the mommy. That should be the change. And the little skunk did not get back his bad smell. Her father continued the story in his own fashion, but her father was not in the mood to listen her. He continued the story with the same. Skunk and his mother went home. So with the bad smell, they both went home. They heard the sound of a train, means that was the arrival of his father. When daddy arrived home, they had their supper. Jack described the various items of their supper and the story was over. So Jack described her about the food items of that supper, and in this way the story was ended. Little Joe was not satisfied with the way her father had ended the story, so she was not so happy. She asked whether the other little animals did not run away. So she asked the same question, that if the Roger skunk is smelling bad, then his friend must be moved away from him. Jack told her that in a little while they got used to the way he was and did not mind it all. So the friends used to with the bad smell and they didn't mind anymore and they started to play with him. Joe said that that was a stupid mom. So what she said, that the mother of that Roger skunk should be a stupid. Jack said she wasn't so. Joe felt he was defending his own mother to her, or something as odd. Jack asked her to put her head in the pillow and have a good long nap. So Jack told her that you just sleep now. Joe asked her father to tell her the story next day, that the wizard took the magic wand and hit the mommy right over her head. So that should be the change with the story. Instead of mother hit the wizard should hit the mommy. Jack said that that was not the story. He stressed the point. Little skunk loved his mommy more than he loved all the other little animals. So he explained that the Roger skunk loved his mother a lot than the other little animals. And she knew what was right for him. Jo again asked her father to say the next day that the wizard hit the mommy, and she insisted that he should say so. Jack promised to see to it, and he asked her to have a rest and stay on the bed. He praised her as a good girl. So now the Jack found a difficult situation. That what should he do? Jack closed the door and went downstairs. His wife named Claire, had sprayed the newspapers and opened the paint can. So she was painting something. She was wearing an old shirt on his office on the top of her maternity smock. She was stroking the chair rail with a deep brush. She was painting a chair. He heard footsteps upstairs. He shouted to beat Joe on the buttocks. Then the footsteps wavered. So that was the footsteps of the Joe. And so he shouted on her that he will hit her on her buttocks. The footstep wavered. Claire observed that it was a long story, and he simply said, "The poor kid." So the poors are really the kids are really very poor, means they can imagine anything. He watched his wife working hard on the woodwork. It included a cage of moldings and rails and baseboards all around them. So he found that everything confined him. He felt caught in an ugly middle position. So he compared his ugly middle position, with the problem he found with the story. He also felt his wife's presence in the cage with him, but he did not want to speak with her, work with her, touch her, anything. Means he didn't want to do anything. He watched everything with the utter weariness. So he was feeling really very tired, and he wanted to just sit idly and doing nothing. So this is the end of the story. Okay, so here we have completed the lesson. Thank you.